Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss another very important journal of IEEE, whose name is IEEE Internet of Things Journal. So, as you do know, that Internet of Things, in short, IoT, has become a very powerful technology nowadays, and in future it is going to change the whole way of communication and the networking, means the futuristic networking, obviously. So, Internet of Things basically is an Internet of small, low-power devices. Now, usually things we say to the kind of very nominal things like a sensor or your shoe or your hand watch or your belt or your there is a pacemaker or something like that. So any small thing which is able to get connected to internet due to some basic power source or having a capability of IPv6 communication or something like that, then it can become a part of Internet of Things. So in this way, I think that you do know about this concept well. And coming to this particular journal, this journal again, obviously it's a journal, so comes to the category of journals and magazines of IEEE, and at IEEE Explore, you can see that it is a part of IEEE Communication Society as well as IEEE Signal Processing Society and IEEE Sensors Council. So there are so many societies and councils are associated. IEEE Computer Society is also associated. So in this way, you can see that how effectively it is being managed. There are so many societies are contributing towards its success, and that's why in such a short span means this journal has become so powerful. So you can see its impact factor, which is very good. And then coming to the all issues, we'll see the all issues first. And I want to show you this because it is very important. You will wonder that it started in 2014, and just within a span of you can see 8 years, it has become so powerful. Even the this 7 years only, if you should say, 8 years is running. So in such a low time period, you can see that how effectively it has emerged. And this shows that how effectively a journal can achieve great heights if it is being coordinated in a collaborative and efficient manner. Now coming to that, what is so special? So one thing that is special is its name only, because Internet of Things journal that itself says the whole story. That coming to the low power devices communication, coming to the power efficiency, coming to the things related communication, coming to the futuristic technology, futuristic networking, wireless networks, etc. All things are the major focus of this particular journal. Additionally, this journal also accepts the surveys and reviews. That's why its impact factor is so good. And I always say that managing impact factor, there are so many different sorts of activities. Means make your journal interdisciplinary, accept different sorts of domains of papers, and accept especially the review and the survey sort of articles. Then more number of citations will come, and your impact factor will go on high. So these are the sort of things. Additionally, if as an author you want to publish your work or you are interested in publishing in this particular journal, then I think you should go to the early access and current issues. This will give you an idea that what sort of issues are being published as of now, and not majorly, but slightly the focus of the journal always gets shifted. Okay, because new technologies and the things come into picture, and that's why you should always look at the early access of the latest issued article, they should latest issued version of the journal. So here you can see that optimality is in the focus, then A2G communication networks, then the minimize the again the optimization means either the minimizing or the maximizing. uh, Here they have talked about the length of the flight paths, but it could have been anything. Then the UAVs has been the focus. So the technology as well as the domains, both things you need to see, and then you should see whether you are working in that particular domain and whether you are using that particular technology or not. If yes, then short. This is a choice for you. Then coming down here, you can see the semi-supervised means the machine learning comes into picture. Then machine learning is there, then obviously deep learning is also a part, because if the data is more, then you can apply deep learning. Then IoT networks, obviously a part of focus. Then the wireless sensor network and subtopics like the architecture, protocols, etc. Those are the sort of things. Then applications means the IoT applications they have discussed it. Then security, being a vertical aspect of any network, security has always been the part of any journal. Then the real-time IoT networks, so real-time networks has also been the focus. Then high reliability, low energy. Then efficient privacy protection protocols. 5G, 6G, and the efficient communications with respect to the time, then the scheduling related policies. And I think these things are sufficient to convey your meaning. I think most of the things are correlated. And if you're interested more, then you can keep on digging. Okay. And you will get more related domains as well as the key technologies. Now coming back to the about journal, because it is important. I have told you, but specifically we should always go through the given guidelines. So what the given guidelines say? So here you can see that this journal publishes the latest advances as well as the review articles on the various aspects of IoT. So as I told you that not only practical based bugs, but it is accepting the review articles, and that's why impact factor is the result, means it is close to 10. Now coming to the different things related to IoT. So here is the system architecture, enabling technologies, communication and networking protocols, and the services and applications. Okay. Then if you have some use cases also, then those are also welcome, including the smart cities, smart environments, smart homes, etc. And it may keep on shifting, means you may include the smart farming, smart healthcare, etc. Okay. So different sorts of network, their applications, if they are related to IoT, then they are in the focus. Now coming to that, there are different sorts of interests related to the things-centric or the data-centric kind of architecture. So those are also welcome. Additionally, the IoT applications, services, test beds, because most of the papers or the journals do look for the test bed implementation. So if your work is implemented in a test bed or some hardware platform, then it's a very good thing, and there is a probability, means higher chances to get accepted. Okay, with respect to any journal, not only this one. Now, and lastly, as common to any of the IEEE journal, this journal also publishes the articles in accordance with the IEEE PSPP operation manual, which is a dedicated document for publishing the guidelines related to the document publishing in a particular journal. Then this journal uses the single blind peer review, means the reviewers do know the identity of authors, but authors don't know the identity of reviewers. So minimum 2 independent reviewers are required, and in this way this journal functions, and obviously the articles are supposed to get checked against the plagiarism policies. Coming to the publication details, here you see that the journal uses the peer review. We have discussed already. Journal uses the subscription and article processing charges related things. It's quite common, and there are some guidelines related to the errors in published articles. So you can go and have a look if you are interested. Then coming to the publishing ethics, copyright and licensing, post-publishing information, and then advertising related information, everything is provided. According to your role, according to your interest, you can go and explore all these links. Coming to the information, so IoT journal information for authors and the editorial board informations are provided, as well as the sponsoring bodies are also listed here. We are interested in the editorial board because the editorial board gives you the information that how effectively the editorial board is managed. Additionally, if you have any concern, if you have any problem, like with respect to the paper length, if you want to have some sort of concession in extra page charges, etc., so you may contact to the editor or the editor-in-chief or the respective person. So that's why the editorial board member details become an important thing. And just by looking at the editorial board, you can have a basic idea that how effective the things are being managed in the journal. So you can see the editor-in-chief is Hong Bang, University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, USA, and then here it is the editorial board. So they have maintained area-wise sensor and devices for IoT. Then second area is the communication and networking for IoT. Then third area is security and privacy for IoT, and 4 is the services application and other topics for IoT. Okay, 5th is artificial intelligence for IoT, and yes, there are 5. So we can say there are 5 different tracks inside this particular journal, and that's why you can see that how long the editorial board team is. Inside each of the track, they have at least 20 to 25 members. So in this way, I think more than 100 people are working in the editorial team. So you can imagine that how many papers are being submitted to this particular journal, and how means effectively they have managed all the things. But one thing is also in the focus, that they are accepting quite a wide range of papers from different domains, and that's why their statistics are going up so sharply. And this is not a bad thing, means it is totally journal to journal, the policies vary, and according to the interest of the domain, because as the name says, the Internet of Things. So IoT is not a small domain. It encompasses almost every bit of different domains. So in this way, multiple domains are in the focus of IoT, and that's why so many different tracks and things are in the picture. So it is not a bad thing. But yes, the journal's impact factor, I'm just trying to give you a message that don't think that journal's impact factor is fake or something like that. You should always focus that journal, what is the journal's scope, what is its target, how many people are submitting their papers, and then how many citations they are getting, then all these things are happening. Okay, now coming to the homepage of the journal again. So here we are, and here I think we have seen everything. Oh, it is the fantastic thing. Here you can see that every 15 days they publish a issue. Frequency is 24, and that is another reason why impact factor is so high, and why means their popularity is so much, because obviously people do want to learn about the latest technology, and IoT is a very latest technology. Even its subsidiary and the constituting technologies are very latest, and the frequency means sooner you will publish the article, better kind of you can say the mouth publicity it will get, because as soon as the technology comes to market, people and get to discuss about it, debate about it, and they try to learn about it. So in this way, this frequency I have means I have reviewed so many journals till date, but I have not seen any frequency like this, any journals frequency. So it is just every 15 days they are publishing a version. So it's quite great with respect to publishing. Means especially for the people who want to publish early, they should target this particular journal. And if somebody is having that tight deadlines with respect to time due to their degree or something means requirement, then I think they should try. And I'm especially a fan of IEEE because they process documents very fast. Means they don't waste time. 2 or 2.5 months you'll get the first review or similar way, and 3 to 4 months you get the decision sort of thing. So if everything goes fine, in 4 months you may get the decision in your favor. So that is the thing that I like. But in elsewhere, the presentation means everything is available at a very good site. Means everything is available at the homepage of the journal only. Means top readership, top authorship information, then the editorial board information, then the best issues, means current issues, and the articles in the press, etc. Everything is available at the homepage only. So you don't need to go anywhere. It's very convenient to have a look of everything. Just by looking the homepage of the journal only, you will get the idea of everything. In elsewhere, in IEEE, this is a bit clumsy thing. Means they have not managed the things well. That's why to get into the details of editorial board, you need to get down into 2-3 steps, and then you need to search the things. Some of the things like the top readership, top authorships are not provided well. So in this way, means they are lacking. But the articles processing speed, that is way better in IEEE. So that's the trade-off, and according to your requirement, you may choose any of these. Now, whose journal is better, IEEE or elsewhere? So that's a totally subjective things, because again, IEEE also has some very good journals, and elsewhere also has very good journals. And again, elsewhere is a very big publisher in comparison to IEEE, and that's why so many authors and readers. But IEEE is also catching up very fast, and then IEEE is giving a very tough competition. Even the top publishing, or the top with respect to citations, means the top popular journals in electronics, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, please correct me. In electronic and telecommunication engineering, means out of top 25, top 20 journals are of IEEE only. So in this way, means there is a fight among publishers also, but you should always go according to your research focus, because in every field there are some good journals. So don't think that your research focus is different. I should first finalize the journal. No, according to my input, means you should first look at your research domain, and before research domain, you should look at your interest. First finalize your interest, then your domain, then your research journal, and sort of things. People many times do reverse it. They first focus, I want to get published into this particular journal, then they decide their research focus, then whether they are interested or not, and in this way this whole things get messed up. So don't get messed up, just go step by step. And it might vary. Means that the choice of moving up or the moving ahead is also a different story. If you have some better idea of doing research, please share with me or my audiences, and please comment down below any sort of criticism or the comments. Now coming to the two important things. First is the indexing, and second thing, like here, the most means the most infamous thing about the IEEE is that they have not given the indexing at the home page. That is very much required, because in elsewhere it is so good that in elsewhere everything is provided at the home page. You can have the indexing at the home page of the journal itself. Here you need to go to the SCI list and then you need to search. So it's a bit problem to the beginners, and many of the fresh researchers who don't know that it's a problem for them. So now I always tell in my video that there are three things. First, you should see that where the journal is indexed. So SCI listing is the most important, because SCI or SCI Science Citation Index or Science Citation Index Expanded are the most repeated indexings throughout the world, and that's why journal should be SCI or SCI indexed. Secondly, the journal should be Q1 or Q2, means we'll see the Q ranking. And thirdly, you should go for the impact factor. Okay, so we'll see that what is the SCI ranking, oh sorry, SCI indexing. So we'll copy the journal name, we'll have the SCI list. Just by googling the SCI list, you will get the first link with respect to Clarivate. So Clarivate will offer you the master journal list. Here you just copy paste the name, and then you'll see the indexing. Here is the indexing. So you can see it is the Web of Science Core Journal, Science Citation Index Expanded Category Journal. Okay, so it is the SCI journal, and you just need to move on to the Q ranking now. So you can see that H index is also very good of this particular journey. Okay, it got recently started just 7 to 8 years back. That's why H index is bit down. But currently seeing its growth, it will soon catch up and will go close to 150 or 200. Then coming to the country, it's a USA journal, so and offering the two major tracks: computer science and decision systems. In computer science, the computer networks and communication; computer science applications, hardware and architecture; information systems and signal processing; and decision systems and decision sciences, information systems and management are the focus. Coming down here, you see that the SSN numbers are provided. The coverage is from 2014 to 2020, and some of the related links are provided. The scope of the journal we have already seen bit scope, but still we'll see some of the things like CPS and the SCADA platforms, future internet oriented design, and everything, whatever things is related, that is with respect to IoT. So the resource constrained networks, real-time networks, and the embedded softwares, everything is related to IoT. Now coming to the Q ranking, so here you can see it's all Q1. Okay, it started in 2014, so first Q ranking came in 50, and till 2020 it was Q1. Now 2021 2022 data is not available on this side, but hopefully soon it will be available. Now here you can see that considering the scope, means the journal is SCI all Q1, and then impact factor is close to 10, so it is overall a very good journal, and that's why people are catching so fast for publishing into this particular journal. Now, due to tough competition, if you didn't get selected, means your article didn't get accepted for publication here, then you may target the wireless communication and mobile computing, mobile network and applications, IT networks, and IEEE communication service and tutorials. Okay, just by looking at the similarity index, don't think that these journals are bad. These are quite good journals, but for example, this journal, IEEE communication service and tutorials, this is the #1 journal. Its impact factor is close to 24. You will not believe, most of you, okay, those who don't know the factor, please go and check its impact factor. It's close to 24 as of now. But point is that it is totally focused on surveys and tutorials. Okay, so if you have some practical based works and like a small work, then I think you should publish in some conference or journal related to your work area. So always it is just the similarity index. Okay, don't think that it is some popularity index or something. It is the similarity index with respect to this particular journal, IEEE IoT Journal. Now coming down here, you can see that SGR index is shown in 2020. It is bit down. Total number of documents are continuously on search, a very good thing. Citations per document with respect to last 2 years is down, which should not be the case, because in last 2 years electronic activity has been more due to Corona. So it could have been up, but might be less because the number of documents are more, so citations should have been more. Okay. Now here you can see that self-citations are also increasing with time, which is a bit concern, but the total number of citations are also increasing, and many times it becomes necessary to cite self-work if you are the only kind of or the most related author in the domain. Okay, and these two graphs are mapping onto each other up to 2017 perfectly, but then it became kind of two-way, and that's why in this way we can say that due to the increasing self-citation after 2017, this became like this, and it is not a good sign. It should be perfectly aligned. Okay, these two graphs should be perfectly aligned to show that there are almost no self-citations, and it is a very good ethical metric. Okay, then the total number of international collaborations are very down in 2020, and it is a matter of concern, but still many of the authors do try to work in independent environment, and they do single research, single author research. So in this way, it might be due to that. Now coming to the citable documents, so you can see non-citable documents are very less, which is very good thing. But and this happened due to some policy violation, so might be the case. Then the cited documents are also very good, and the uncited documents are very less. If your document didn't get cited, don't worry. Your research is good if it is published in a good journal. Didn't get cited, will get cited in future, and if you didn't get cited, don't worry, because your research might be focused into a very deep aspect of science or technology. Okay. Now coming to the overall conclusion, so it's a Q1 journal. So journal is SCI, it's a totally Q1, and its impact factor is close to 10. So perfect choice. Okay, if you are working in the domain of IoT, you should try it. Okay, and if your work did get accepted, I think it is a very good thing, because most of the people do try for searching and putting their work into this particular IoT domain, and they do try, but many times they fail to publish because of tough competition. But don't worry, it happens, but it is not always the case. Then coming to the research areas, then ubiquitous computing, cloud computing, then Internet of Things, obviously the community informatics, data management, etc. are some of the related areas. And the most popular keywords are the Internet of Things, edge computing for computing, Internet of Vehicles, Internet of Services, and computation offloading, machine learning, industrial Internet of Things, then narrowband IoT, wireless sensor network, etc. Okay, so in this way, you can see that most of the key terms are related to IoT only. And if you focus onto the authors, related authors details, then most of the authors who publish in IoT Journal of IEEE, they also go for publishing in MDPI sensors and wireless personal communications, and the future generation computer system, which is an elsewhere journal. Then the AIP conference proceedings, Automatica, etc. Coming to the publisher, so IEEE is not the only choice in comparison to IEEE, as there is a major competitor. Additionally, the Springer, Hindawi, MDPI, Violet, Ellen Francis, the Optical Society, IOP Publishing, Sage Publishing, Oxford University Press, etc. are some of the common rivals, means the common competitors of IEEE. Okay. Now, coming to the rate of returning authors, because with respect to good journals, always the returning authors rate is more, and it is true with this journal also. The rate of returning authors is continuously on rise. And if you publish once, then again, if you are getting good citations, good reputation, good collaboration, then why not to come again? Okay, and that's why most of the authors do come back, and they do publish again and again in this sort of issue. And in this particular video, I have focused on this thing that if you have a possibility or have the chance to publish in this particular journal by having the similar sort of scope of your research, please do and try. Okay. Additionally, if you think that there's something I didn't cover in this particular video, please let me know. I will definitely try to learn from your experiences. And lastly, have a good day. All the very best for your research. Thanks for watching this video, and happy learning.